The foundation started off in 2004 with this idea of trying to encourage young people to go to university to study science or engineering. What we want to try and do is to try and actually make sure that the businesses in the area are well serviced with smart young people, because they can have a massive effect on their local economy. And if they don't come and work for React, they may well come and work for other companies in the area. And it's really about trying to make sure that we get the brightest of our young people off to university, but also wanting to come back to the area to make the area as successful as it can be.
My name's Richard McCormack. I won the Bursary Award 5 or 6 years ago, and that was the first year of my university fees paid for. And that just took a little bit of the weight off of the financial burden of going to university and allowed me to concentrate on my studies. I studied engineering at Durham University, and last year I graduated after my 4th year as an aeronautical engineer. I've been involved with React and React's sister company Createch since completing my A-levels. I did a year in industry with React and went back to work for them after my first year at university for a summer. Since then I spent a couple of summers working for Createch, and I just found the work really interesting, so coming back home and working for Createch seemed like a positive thing to do. So at the minute I'm working on a track survey system for surveying the condition of railway track. It enables maintenance engineers to virtually navigate the track and inspect the condition without actually having to physically be there. I took over management of the project a few months ago. I've been developing most of the software behind the system as well. I think it's a great idea to get involved with some of the events that React Foundation run, as well as apply for some of the awards, because it enables you to get an idea of exactly what engineering or a career in science might involve, which is something that is difficult to get a grasp of while you're just at school.
My name's Helena Tranter, and I won the React Bursary Award in Lower 6, which I've then used towards funding in university. I'm studying civil engineering. I'm in my 2nd year at the University of Birmingham. The fact that I don't have to get a part-time job because I've got this money, it lets me focus on my degree more. I've got the money to spend on books if I need it, and certain trips where they take civil engineers and they put them into a hands-on role in engineering, so you can really see what you'll be doing when you actually become civil engineers. When I'm older, I was thinking of going into the water engineering side of things that civil engineers do, like the flood defences and things like this. What I like about civil engineering is the fact that you can produce something that is benefiting community and can be seen by other people. Just to see the effect it has on people gives me a greater feeling of achievement. I would encourage younger people to go for these awards or get involved with the React Foundation. I just think if children can find something they're interested in when they're younger, it makes them much more at ease when they come to their 16s, 17s, so they're not pressurised to find what they like, what they want to do. They know what they're interested in, which means that going through the whole process of applying for a course and things like this is much more simpler.
In year 11 at GCSE, I was chosen to receive the Year 11 Science and Engineering Student Award. I went on to study A-level subjects that I really enjoyed, which were maths, physics and chemistry, and I'm now in the process of completing those and hopefully go on to university. For me personally, the React Foundation has been a starting point to a brilliant relationship between me and a successful company in West Cumbria. At the Netherhall sixth form that I'm at, it was advertised that there was a dream placement being put on by CFM and the Centre for Leadership Performance. On my placement week, I've been working with high-def aerial surveillance, React engineering and Createch research and development. And these are 3 sister companies, and I've been very lucky to spend a couple of days with each and see more into the managerial roles and the products that they produce. High Def allowed me to see the aircraft that they use, and they allowed me to get hands-on with the cameras and the equipment that they put in the nose of the aircraft. Speaking with some of the staff in the companies I've worked with this week, it's made me realise that the career path I wanted to follow with engineering is one that is always going to be needed. I think it's the frame of mind of an engineer that is very important and is recognised in many business communities. I love living in Cumbria, and if there was any chance of a career in what I want to do, I'd happily come back here. It's a place that I've grown up in, and personally I don't want to leave, but if the work has to take me away, then one day I will come back here.
A couple of years after we set the foundation up, we decided actually what we really needed to do was target the opposite end of the spectrum and 9 and 10-year-olds and try and get those guys really interested and excited in science and engineering as a subject. And in doing that, actually get them on the right road to becoming scientists and engineers. What we did was we encouraged the Science Museum outreach team to come up to West Cumbria, and we did a series of shows with 10-year-olds. We had a couple of thousand kids over a couple of days from schools in West Cumbria and gave them this exciting science and engineering show. It went down so well that we've slowly expanded that to 13-year-olds first, and then in September of 2013 we actually targeted somewhere in the region of about 7,500 to 8,000 kids through these science shows, which leaves them getting really excited about science and engineering. It's actually a superb week.
So what I'm doing here is I'm adding heat energy.
The science shows, when they happen at the school, are an exciting day. For us it's brilliant. It does tie into the curriculum. That's the key thing. We're not wasting time, but we're doing science that perhaps under the normal school regime, because of health and safety, because of budget restrictions, we couldn't do. So over the last couple of years we've had low temperature science, liquid nitrogen in school, and there's a lot of things that can be done with liquid nitrogen, which perhaps you could show with a YouTube video clip or with a computer simulation, but very hard for most schools to do for real, live with the children. And you get the reaction from the kids as a result of that. It's about the buzz that science can bring, makes it come to life. Last year we had an electricity orientated show, and the highlight definitely was the Tesla coil. Children have seen a Van de Graaff generator and we all know that they like that. But to be able to go to the next stage up is a really good resource for us. The opportunities really then that the kids get is one of engagement, of relevance, and for sort of showing them the scope for going beyond science in a school. Science laboratories sometimes are not the most exciting venues, but you can bring it to life if you've got the whiz-bang. The React Foundation, if they offer you a chance to be involved with something, it's a worthwhile thing to be involved with.
We're trying to light the blue touch paper of excitement and inspiration. Another 10 years down the road, we will have a generation of young West Cumbrians, all of whom will have had an experience through the foundation. And that's really to try and give people this notion that actually we're here for the long term. We really do care. We really do want people to come back to the area, to encourage and inspire them into science and engineering. And so that's in essence what we're trying to do over the long term with the foundation.